We are learning new information today about the robbery of an armored truck earlier this summer. Police and the FBI tell NBC 10 3 men, including a former Brinks employee, are now charged with stealing $2 million. The robbery happened in the parking lot of a Home Depot in Port Richmond. It was part of a string of heists in Philadelphia over a one-month span. NBC 10's Miguel Martinez-Valle has more on how police use technology to track down the suspects.
The robbery, it happened nearby this Home Depot on Castor Ave back in June. Police and the FBI, they worked together analyzing cell phone data as well as car data and surveillance video from the store to find and arrest the 3 men involved. We're told one of the men who robbed the Brinks armored vehicle was a former employee who worked for Brinks. Deshaun Hughes Murchison, Brian Wallace, and Trayvon Jackson arrested and charged for a June 21st armored truck robbery in Port Richmond. 2 suspects held a Brinks driver at gunpoint and then got away with $2 million in cash.
We highlight this case because of the brazenness and because of the harm they put everyone in. You know, in these cases, you just don't know, and so it's not the Wild Wild West.
The FBI Violent Crimes Task Force and Philly Police worked together on the investigation, analyzing cell phone data, pinning all 3 men to the Home Depot when the incident took place, and looking through surveillance video showing the suspects getting away in a black Hyundai Sonata with Virginia tags, while a 3rd man followed in a Ford Fusion. Police found that Fusion belonged to Hughes Murchison, and the Hyundai had been rented by Wallace and returned the day of the robbery.
And that's why we're so successful oftentimes, because of the collaboration, because we're using good intelligence, because we're looking and matching the data together to see if there is a link between those incidences or the copycat or the one-off.
Officials also discovered Jackson had been a Brinks employee until he was suspended and terminated after an internal investigation. Not surprising for some residents who have been following the case.
Most of the time, stuff like that involves inside jobs. Nobody can do something that they don't know anything about.
Officials made the arrest on August 5th and say they recovered most of the money and various items purchased with it, like cars and jewelry.
It wasn't even, worth it. The things that they spent the money on are now in the custody of the federal government.
The 3 men are facing charges for robbery, interfering with interstate commerce, and use of a firearm in furtherance of a violent crime. Miguel Martinez-Valle, NBC 10 News.